IPMNation.com.
All right, good evening, and thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. And I want to take this opportunity, as I do most times before we head on over to YouTube and Facebook, to really thank you for listening at IPMNation.com and making us here the #1 rated show. I truly appreciate it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you've done to help not only put us on top, but keep us on top. All right, we're getting ready to head on over to Facebook. Here we go.
Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Good evening and welcome. I was just hanging out a little bit over on IPM Nation before we started, as we do every time. We head on over to the radio station for just a quick little hello, say hi to everybody, and then we head on over here for the show. So I thought I would do a little bit tonight what we do over there, and it's really just to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for making us the #1 rated show. I say every evening here, welcome, and thank you for stopping by, and I normally insert the episode, which tonight is 288. But I say thank you for stopping by the #1 rated show here on IBMNation.com. You're into All Natural Being, the gong heard round the world. Broadcast as it happens here on IPMNation.com, and now multicast live on Facebook, YouTube, over on AllNaturalBeing.com, and on the new app, Brian Brawdy. But however you come to hang with us, we're always live from the Outpost in Columbus, Ohio, with rebroadcast. That's the second night in a row I've had a tough time with that word, rebroadcast, on iTunes and iHeartRadio. Greetings wherever you are here in the Garden of the Mortals. And I thank you again from the bottom of my heart for making us, as I said, #1 here on IPM Nation. And I'm fired up because think about it. Life, it's your labyrinth. Your shot at running the table. That's why we're always putting your highest priority top of the list, why we're placing your primal scream front and center in your life, where I think it belongs, reinstalling and reinstating the true wit and wisdom of your inner whisper, rebooting, as I like to say, rebooting your robust, all in time to out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate can deal us on a daily basis, and to bring your own bold once and for all. But before we hit it this evening, hello to my friends here in the United States and Canada, Mexico, the UK, my good friends in Ecuador, China, the Philippines, Brazil, India, Australia, Germany, Italy, and France, Nigeria, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Belgium, Sweden, Israel, South Africa, Egypt, Puerto Rico, Kenya, the Netherlands, Colombia, Greece, Ireland, Peru, Poland, to those joining us from all over the globe. It really is, as I say every evening, and tonight's no different. It really is great to have you with us. I truly am fired up to be driving your bandwagon, to be your virtual hitchhiker if you're picking us up on the go, but always to be your biggest fan, to be avidly you. But before we jump into tonight's show, let me ask you, as I have all week, why would you let anyone hijack your cognition? Why would you let anyone play you like a sock puppet? The days of needlessly torturing ourselves with someone else's opinion, torturing ourselves by being someone else's tool, well, they're over the moment we decide to take life into our own hands. So what are we waiting for? Here's our opportunity to mortal up. So what do you say? Let's get ready and go kick in some doors. And I want to say a quick hello tonight before we get over into the thread. I also want to say a quick hello to Jamie and to Candace. I don't know if you ladies are in West Virginia tonight, but I want to say a quick hello to you, and thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Let me just do this and remember. And I'm always saying, oh, you can't. There you go. You got to turn down the volume. There you go. Right. And I always feel bad. I go, don't be talking on a phone when your friends are sitting around. Right. I'm always the one saying, put that iPad away. And here I am looking at it. But as I've showed you before, this is my way of getting into the feed. Till we figure out a better way of doing it, we'll be getting the feed there, so you'll excuse me if I look down. Marcellus, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here on our All Natural Being. Henry, good evening to you as well. Kelly, hello. Nice to see you. Candace, nice to see you. And Candace, Jamie, if she's watching, please tell her I said hello as well. Thank you, Brian, for being the number one station. Well, Henry, thank you very much. I'll tell you, but I've only made it because of the listeners. When you think about it, hi, Ruthie. When you think about it, I just get in, what I say, 288 times before through the brain tumor, through all the surgeries, through all the mashugada. I just get up here each day because I think I've just grown tired of the watering down of human wherewithal. And I really do believe, I've had amnesia and it's a function of all the surgeries. But it shows me that there's a philosophical amnesia. And that's what I stand against each and every day is ultimately the human mind forgetting what it's capable of, that you really are one big skin bag of potential just this side of infinity. But we've been talked out of it for so long. We have all these different people that'll say, oh, that's not true. That can't be the case, right? And they expect their words to play us like a puppet. So I asked today all over on Facebook, how does it benefit us to be a tool? How does it benefit us to be someone else's tool? Why is it that we have to live our life to conform to what they think life is all about? It's our life. So I think for me, a function of being number one is that I don't think I'm not saying anything that other people don't think. I wish they thought it 24 hours a day, but from time to time, I think people go, you know what? Yeah, I am done putting up with the static quo. I am done putting up with the critics' spew. I am done letting other people dictate how I lead my life. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this table. I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to smile. I'm going to have some fun. And maybe if you're like me, you woke up one day and you realized you're heading to the grave. You've just decided to take the long way around in getting there. And that really just encapsulates what it is that I do. But I mean it sincerely when I thank everyone for making us number one. I think we're number one here on IPM Nation because I think more and more people go, you know what, he's a little crazy, a little hyped up at times. But I kind of dig what that message means to me in my life. I kind of sense maybe I do have a little bit of amnesia. So thank you so very much, as I said, for joining us and making us number one. Ruthie, nice to see you as well. Hope all's well. Oh, great. Candace posted some more Redbird pictures. Very good. Great. Got a link. John, it was nice to talk with you today. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you as well. Rita, thank you for joining us. Let me see. Candace posted on Brian's page again, Ruthie. All right. So, and I apologize because I'm not better off to figuring out how to get them over here. So, Ruthie, if you don't mind, a little plug for my personal page, I guess, if you head on over there. Hi, Brian. Happy Monday. Well, happy to you as well, Rita. Which just goes to show, I was like, oh, wow, is today Monday? It is Monday. Yeah, I thought it feels like a Tuesday. I got to tell you, I don't know why. But Rita, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love the detours. Don't you though, Henry? That's what it's all about, the detours in life. John says, thanks for being your all-natural being. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And the number one inspiration for others to bring their all-natural being. That's what you know what, John, to be honest with you, that's what I'd love for people to go, yeah, let's let Brian be the crash test dummy, right? Let's let him be the Petri dish. Let's kind of try it out. Remember, well, some of you may not, but when I was younger, let me just date myself. Ruthie says, I am not a tool because no one's been able to put me in a toolbox. Good for you, Ruthie. I like that. I don't know if you remember, Years ago, there used to be Life. Maybe there still is Life cereal. I haven't eaten cereal in a while, but maybe there's still Life cereal. And there used to be this commercial where I think it was three brothers or maybe a couple of brothers and a sister were sitting around. And they were all like, oh, this is cereal supposed to be good for you. And the kids all panic. They're going to go, the mom puts a bowl of cereal in front of them and they push it away. And then another kid pushes it away and he's got a look on his face. He goes, well, I'm not eating it. It's supposed to be good for you. I'm not eating this cardboard. I'm not going to eat that, right? And then one kid has a bright idea. He goes, hey, I got an idea. Let's give it to Mikey. And poor little Mikey, he doesn't know, right? He's like, yeah, great. Well, then the camera looks over and Mikey's eating the cereal like it's going out of style. And the older brother goes, hey, Mikey. And he looks at his brother and he goes, he likes it. So let me be like the Mikey in that little cereal commercial. Let me be the one, that tries the cereal that no one else wants to eat. When everyone else says you can't be selfish, you can't be narcissistic, you can't be focused on putting your own heart front and center in your life, right? Let me be the one that says, oh yeah, you can, and go, great. Let's just let Brian be that little kid with a bowl of cereal. Let Brian be, that crash test dummy. Let him go out there. And then if it works for us, we'll just kind of dovetail and we'll buy into it. And anyone that wants to deal me any crap, deal the crap to Brian. I'll take it. I'm big enough for it. Good enough. Send him my way. Give it to Mikey. That's right, Marcellus. Jamie, you don't, my friend, you don't seem old enough to remember that commercial. She says she does, but I'm thinking maybe she has, maybe someone told her about that commercial. But Jamie, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But that's what the show is all about. Letting me be the little Mikey. Let me be the crash test dummy. Let me be the one where everyone's going to go on Twitter and Facebook. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat it. Yes, Rita. That's all I'm saying. Let me be the one that people attack when they go, oh, well, you can't stand up for yourself. You can't that's just plain selfish. Oh, yes, I think it is, right? That's plain selfish. Then let them attack me. Let them come at me. Use me as the crash test dummy. But my question this evening is, why would you let anyone play you like a sock puppet? And I think you look in the news today, everything going on. Oh, I should probably give out I got our numbers somewhere here. You'd think I would remember that, wouldn't you? We have a phone here, don't we? Anyone know? Well, Go BU, I know. Oh, here it is. All right. If you want to give us a call, toll-free number, don't forget, 833-462-3968, 833-GO-BU. I'll put that up for a minute just in case, 833-GO-BU. But here's the question this evening. Why would we let anyone treat us like a sock puppet? You weren't put here to be a marionette, right? You weren't put here to dance to someone else's tune. And I know, a lot of people say, oh, well, it's all about praise or getting a pounding, right? When we were little, we grew up either getting praised or getting pounded for if we did something good or something bad. But then we get to the point where we go, yeah, you know what? I don't need thumbs up. I don't need people's votes anymore in my life. I'm going to make sure that I'm happy. In the time that I have left, I'm going to do what I can to put my heart's highest priority top of my list. And anyone that wants to give any crap, anyone that says, hey, I don't think you should do that, just send them my way. We will tweet them over to me, right? And then just let me be that crash test dummy. All right, Darren, good evening. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Hello, Wayne. Wayne, thank you for all your help today. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. And what we're discussing tonight is just that. Why would we let anyone? So, again, maybe it's that maybe it just comes down to giving ourselves permission to be a little narcissistic. Giving ourselves permission. And let me just say this, a little disclaimer. Anyone that would complain, oh, well, you just can't be narcissistic. You can't be selfish. You can't put your own heart first. Oh, I'd run from them, right? At least in the context of our 20-minute victory, at least in the context of that one little point of the day. Because anyone that truly looks at you and says, I'm not interested in your heart's highest priority being the top of your list, why are they in your immediate circle? Right? It's fascinating to me. People say, well, you have a lot of naysayers. Well, I just don't listen to them. Right? Like if UPS, I got some gear the other day. I was talking to Henry about this. Good evening, Janile. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining here on All Natural Being. I had a sign for a package, right? I had some gear coming for here in the studio, and they go, oh, make sure you're there. This gear, you have to sign. We just can't leave it on your front porch, right? You got to be able to sign for it. So I said, okay, great. I'll be here. I'll be ready to accept it, right? And I'll sign for it. Henry says, fear, guilt, and worry imprison us. in a way no external prison can. Boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? So I'm waiting for FedEx, and they go, oh, don't forget, I'll get a little text on my phone that says, oh, you better make sure to sign for it. When that package comes, if you don't sign for it, we're not going to deliver it. So I said, okay, great, I'll be here. And, there's a couple boxes of the different things that we wanted to do and the different things we're building here into the studio. And I had to be here to sign for it. So just hear me out on this. When it comes to critic spew, when it comes to the static quo, when it comes to people that want to treat you like a pincushion, where their opinion gets to pop your balloon at every turn. When it comes to that, what if you just had a delivery set up where you're not accepting deliveries unless you sign for it? Right? So if I had not been here, good evening, Janice. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Right? If I didn't sign for the package, they wouldn't have delivered it. So what if you and I came to grips? Hello to you too. What if you and I came to grips with the fact that from now on, we have to sign for all the packages? And that ultimately, if we let someone's opinion get to us, then we got to stop and go, what was I thinking? Why did I sign for that damn package? What benefit was there to me, right? Like, it was clearly a benefit because I needed the gear here in the studio. Clearly a benefit for me to be here and sign for the package when FedEx, UPS, whoever, Postal Service, however that's going to go. Clearly a benefit. But if I let a negative opinion in and it ricochets around my mind, just, right, the collateral damage, the blowback in my gray matter, if I let it in, then ultimately I have to go, hey, I'm the one to blame. I'm the one that signed for that package. I'm the one that let the vitriol, that let the snarkiness. I'm the one that let that demented opinion into my own gray matter, into my own mind. So maybe one of the things we can do is, we can be like everyone else and we can rail against. And that's what we talked about in the Facebook post earlier today when we said, we're talking, it's a big deal now to talk about toxic masculinity. Oh, toxic masculinity. Look what's happened because of toxic masculinity. And I'm here to suggest you may want to consider my position is that it's toxic sensitivity. Everyone is waiting to be victimized. Everyone is waiting to be outraged. Everyone is waiting. When I say all the time that outrage is the new black, everyone is waiting to be offended. Everyone is waiting to be controlled. Everyone is waiting to be a sock puppet. Everyone is waiting to be a marionette. And I go, well, wait a minute. If we only have a finite amount of energy, and I believe that that's true, why would we let anyone stick their hand up our sock and play us like a puppet? 833-462-3968, 833-GO-BU. If you want to give us a call, let us know. But that's what we're talking about this evening. Toxic sensitivity. It's not toxic masculinity or toxic femininity, for that matter. It's toxic sensitivity. Ooh, and people say all the time, well, what do you think about those opinions of other people? I don't let them pin them on me. I have a finite amount of air left in my balloon. Probably a lot less air since the last 3 brain surgeries, right? Like I said, I'm headed to the grave. I've just decided to take the long way around. Why would I possibly let someone pop what little air I have left in my balloon? How does it serve you to let their opinion in to ruin your day? So I think it's toxic sensitivity that we have to watch out for. 833-462-3968, 833-462-3968, or go be you. Thank you, Ruthie, very much. Thank you, Rita. I agree. They need to mortal up. And that's what I talk about. Everyone, and then I'll get into this, and then I want to come back around. But Henry says, we've lost all common sense due to the political correctness and thick heads and thin skins. Absolutely, Henry. And that's the whole thing about political correctness, is that I began to realize, maybe you have as well, maybe that's why you're a fan of the show, that most political correctness is an attempt to control you, to attempt to manipulate you. Right? And when we talk, as Rita just said, they need to mortal up. When we talk about this concept of mortal up, I think it's why I have such a hard time now with people say, oh, I need my higher self. I need to be enlightened. I want the seventh heaven. I want, I want the better me. I want the new and improved me. And all I'm here to say is, I think the regular old everyday you is pretty freaking spectacular. And why let anyone sell you on the concept of a carrot at the end of the stick? I think you're already, as a mortal, a higher self. What's wrong with your lower self? What's wrong with your visceral spine and the low back right behind your gut self? But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the quickest way to sell you on this concept that, oh, I need to get to my higher self. Well, I'm tickled to death with your lower self. Now, there might be some baggage, right? You might be a philosophical Sherpa listening to the crap of everyone else around you. Could be a little bit of that paring away, but that doesn't take away, just like an end table. You know, you go to a garage sale, you find an end table that's been painted or shellacked or varnished or you get stained. You get it. The virgin wood, the real wood, the true wood, the natural grain is still there. It's just covered in layer, layer, layer. And what did I see today? They said, oh, they found a new Sphinx. They were doing some construction, moving some dirt in Egypt, and they found a whole new Sphinx. A whole new Sphinx. Not a small one, not a little one, a whole huge one. Then it made me think, well, how is that compared to you and I in life? Maybe we've been covered over by sand and dirt and grit and grime and everyone else's position about what our life should be. That you and I are in need of one big archaeological dig. Right? Maybe that's it. Maybe, oh yes, I'd like to be enlightened. You are enlightened. You're here. Oh, I'd like my higher self. No, I say we start an excavation project. Right? That we go in and get your great out, like this new Sphinx. Sorry, I said Meshuggah so many times today, I tried to put that accent on Sphinx too, right? What if we try to find your Sphinx? What if it's buried beneath just gobs and gobs of bling and crap and everything that you've been subject to? I'm late to the party. Lee, you're welcome no matter what time you get here. Hello to you as well. Henry says, that's all it is, control. Control how you think, speak, act, react, relate. Yeah, I say no. I say let's not do that anymore. I say let's start on the archaeological dig. John says intolerance breeds hate. Tolerance allows love. And, you know, I was writing about that today, and I don't want to go all Noam Chomsky on everybody, right? Because we're doing our all natural being. But I think the guy's got a great point. Rita says, that's why you need to dig deeper. I'm all over the idea of digging deeper, Rita. Just bring in a big brainiac of a backhoe and remove some of this crap. Wait, they talk all the time about Michelangelo. You know, the story goes, they said, oh, what did it take to carve the statue of David? And he said, I didn't carve the statue of David. It was inside of the stone, and I was simply tasked with removing the excess marble so that the statue could come to life. David, over here. Right? So think about it. What if you're encased in all this marble, everything you've always learned, everything you've always taught, all this political correctness that you've bought into, but that angel or that superhero or that superheroine is inside of all this caked on marble? Well, let's you and I get to chiseling. Let's take where's our hammer? Let's take a hammer and get to it and go, I need one of those little, you know what I mean? What are those things called? It's like a chisel, right? Isn't it? You go like this, you go, I got to find one of those. And have it here as a prop in the show. But what if we did that? What if we decided, maybe Michelangelo was onto something, right? He also said, with chisel in hand, all is well. Henry says, release your all-natural being. Well, what if it's encased in marble and all we have to do is remove all the Meshuggah that keeps it from being front and center in our life? When we talk about putting our primal scream front and center of our life, what if that's it? What if that's the whole shooting match? Henry says, we've been covered by Meshuggah. That's why we do what we do, Brian. Dig deeper and deeper to unearth the truth. I absolutely agree. And I think Ruthie says, what if your employment requires you to only say what your employer will allow you to say? Absolutely agree, Ruthie. Some people, right, are in that position. And I would say that you separate, right, because everyone wants to pay the rent. But what we do, she says, some people who really want to speak freely are bound by their jobs, speak out and they're fired. It's a tough gig. It really is. So here's what I'm wondering, Ruth, that you have to tell me. But for the people that really want to speak out, They can't because of their gig, right? Got to make a car payment. You got to pay for the mortgage. You got to do this and that. But at the end of the day, go back to putting your heart's highest priority top of the list. Don't fall into this whole Stockholm syndrome where you fall in love with your captor. If the job is one where you can't do absolutely what you say or absolutely what you feel, at the end of the day, when you punch that clock and you're ready to go home, that's the time to exercise your 20-minute victory. That's the time to put your heart's highest priority top of your list. That's the time to start the excavation project. Because you're right, we all got to eat, right? It'd be easy to stand up here and go, oh no, break the chains. Candace is absolutely right. Break the chains. What was it? Rousseau said, we are born free and everywhere we are in chains. But Ruthie's right. You know, it'd be easy for me to stand up here and go, the hell with them, right? Political correctness, no way. Say whatever you feel. But First Amendment, you know, we talk about here, especially in the United States, you hear a lot about the First Amendment, you know, the right to free speech. And all I'm suggesting is that a part of the right to free speech is a right to free hearing. If people want to target you, right, you can't control the incoming from people. You can control the counterpunch. And that's what we're all about. That's what we talk about on All Natural Being. What's your counterpunch going to be? And I'm wondering, Ruthie, right? Maybe you can't break the chains, as Candace says, during, you know, Monday through Friday, the 8 hours, whenever it is you're working. But maybe when you're done, don't fall in the trap of going, all right, I don't get to use my primal scream 8 hours a day, so it's just easier to go home, have a TV dinner, watch a rerun, fall asleep. Maybe not do that. Maybe, well, thank you, Ruthie. I don't know. I'm just suggesting. And I'll be honest with you, my friend, it's easy for me because, right, I think a part of it's easy for me is because I really do believe that I'm heading to the grave and I've just decided to take the long way around. But if you're in that situation at work, anyone else in that same situation that Ruthie's talking about, 833-462-3968, 833-GO-BE-YOU. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's not all or nothing. And then maybe, Ruthie, even going back to our concept of the 20-minute victory, 1/72 of your overall day. You take 24 hours, you divide it by 20 minutes, you got 72 chunks. Well, what if we decide during our work hours, that might not be the best time, right? Maybe, may not be. But outside of the work hours, what if I were going to go ahead and build some 20-minute victories where I did allow myself to put my heart's highest priority top of my list? What would my life be like? And I would offer that it could very well come to the point where you go, yeah, you know, I'm having such a blast doing this. I got such a smile on my face. I'm really digging exercising my potential, exercising my passion, just this side of infinity. Who knows what the universe will open up, and who knows how much longer you'll be in that gig. I have to tell you, here's one of the things, and I was talking to Henry about it the other day. One of the things that I've realized is that I'm basically unemployable. Let me see. I've been excuse me. Been a military weapons specialist, a cop, television reporter, bartender, waiter, certified sports medicine personal trainer, right? So basically for me, I'm just unemployable, I think is what it boils down to, Ruthie. But the point being, if we have to do it during the day when we're in our gig, then let's save it for the end of the day when we get out. Remember the Fred Flintstones? I know I'm going back, right? Now, Jamie, I know you don't remember the Flintstones, but right when that whistle would blow and I think Fred Flintstones would scream yabba dabba doo. Well, what if we did that? What if we say, okay, I got to pay the rent. I got to keep food on the table. I got to keep, right? I got to keep Mikey in Life cereal. I got to do whatever I got to do. But at the end of the day, you get to let your heart out. You get to let your primal scream out. And not let them play you like a puppet. And as I started to say, we hear, especially here in the United States, you hear a lot about the First Amendment, the right to free speech. And I'm here to say that there's also a right to free hearing. And the free hearing is, I don't want to hear your spew. You're welcome to keep rambling on. You're welcome to keep at it. You're welcome to do whatever it is, to say whatever it is. But I don't have to sign for your package of nuts, right? I don't have to sign. Darren, that's right. Thank you, Darren. That's right. Did I mention that I was a TV reporter? Yeah, I was a TV reporter. And I've done a little bit on TV as well. I forgot about that. Or did I mention? See, that's the thing about the amnesia. I can't tell what I say. It's all new. I don't know. But I have to tell you, can I give you some of the plus sides of the amnesia that I'm going through of late? People say to me, did you just do that? And I go, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. It's great. I got to tell you. Jamie, thank you, Brian. I am old, just not wise. I don't believe either of those things, my friend. I don't believe you are old, and I don't believe you are not wise. But in any event, right, Fred Flintstone, yabba dabba doo, and if I remember, he slides down the dinosaur's tail, and he's off, and Barney's got his feet moving, and everyone's all excited. Darren, oh, that's right, Darren, the Prepper Show. Oh, well, yes. All right, since you brought it up, I'll give you a little bit. And for years, I didn't talk about it because I think that everyone's lawyers thought it would be best that I didn't, but I have to tell you that my involvement with a particular show, we'll get around it this way, Darren, my involvement with a particular show on a particular national network, my stay with that show was very short because I refused to say that if you were a prepper, if you were someone that prepared for the worst in life, that you were crazy, that you were somehow nuts, that you wore tinfoil baseball caps and all these things. No, I'm not saying that some preppers don't, but I simply asked the question, let me ask you, Darren, do you buy automobile insurance? How many people here, raise your hand, or do you have health insurance? You're a prepper. You buy homeowners insurance. Okay, you buy the homeowners. You're preparing in case something bad happens. So my days there were very short-lived because when everyone wanted preppers to be seen as nuts, I didn't think it was very honorable. And as a matter of fact, in one of the shows, the very last segment that I did, and then the team packed up and left at some early time in the morning, I refused to kill someone. It was mock, right? It was a war game, let's just say, right? It was pretend. But I refused to pretend to kill someone because that's not what being a prepper meant to me. Now, there's plenty of preppers out there with 50 caliber machine guns and turrets, and they'll brag about, well, I have 450,000 rounds of ammunition. Yeah, it only take me one to take you out, and then to come and steal all your stuff. So stop bragging about all your bling. Right? But all these preppers, all these wild things. And that's all the show wanted to focus on how crazy. And I refused to kill someone. Mock, right? A gun war or whatever, right? I refused to kill someone. Matter of fact, while we were shooting it, all of a sudden, I stood up and, we had that little bit of an encounter. And the director comes, what are you doing? And I go, well, this would have been the point that I would have done A or B or C. And he goes, well, I need to see that on camera. No, I'm not doing that on camera. You don't get to pick behind door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Well, they were like, well, that's not what you signed in the contract. You signed you were going to do this or that. Well, it was over. They were on my property. So I go, that's okay. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to throw someone else under the bus. And I'm not going to have normal people thinking it's abnormal because you prepare for the future. Yes, I loved my camper too. Darren makes reference. I had a Lance camper decked out with solar panels and wind turbines and drove it all over the country. And for a couple of years, just hit a different state park every Friday night. Time of my life. So yes, Darren, thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me that was another example of putting my heart's highest priority top of my list, right? That was another example of me saying, oh, you know what? I think I'd like to tour the United States. I think I'd like to wake up outside from time to time. I think I'd like to do all these other things. And that's what I did. So I think, Darren, I've just proved my point. I'm basically unemployable. All right, if you want to give us a call, is there another example that you have of putting your heart's highest priority top of your list? 833-462-3968. Got a little pool going here, how long it'll be until I actually memorize that number. 833-462, and I don't have to look down on my little cheat card. 833-462-3968. 833, little visual in case that helps. 833-GO-BE-YOU. And again, the question that I have for this evening, are you too sensitive for your own good? Toxic sensitivity? Where you let the opinions of other people get in and derail your day? I think from time to time, maybe we all are. Right? I think from time to time, maybe we go, yeah, that stung a little bit. So what could you and I do to make things not to suffer the slings and arrows. And I think a part of it is realizing I remember when I was in the military, and one of the things that you do when you get to the military is you land where you're going to go, and you get on the bus, and the bus pulls into the barracks, and all the drill sergeants are running alongside, screaming and hollering and spitting and tripping all over themselves to get to you and start screaming at you and smacking on you and making you do push-ups and this and that and everything else. But for me, what allowed me to make it through the whole thing was to realize that if Brian wasn't standing right there, they'd be doing it to someone else. I just didn't take it personally. So I think born out of that was my belief that I still carry with me today, that our critics, the critics spew, we don't have to sign for that package. And it becomes at times quite laughable, really, when people go, "Well, what do you mean you're not going to sign for my package?" "Oh, I'm sorry, Needle Knits. I'm not signing for your package." Could I be any clearer? Am I not speaking the language that what you're accustomed to? I'm not going to sign for your package. And I think it's very liberating when you go, yeah, philosophical Sherpas, everyone wants you to be one. They want to unload their baggage. They want to unload, right? But I have one of these. Oh, you know what, Darren? I have one of these things left over from the Woodsman's Pal, right? I was using this during that show. You talk about the kudzu vines. Everyone's got these kudzu vines that grow up and just encase you, right? These invasive species. Well, you go through, you chop through, clear out that invasive species. And as Henry said earlier in the feed, that's what brings about your all-natural being. You don't have to go, you don't have to buy it. You don't have to get it. It's not carried on a stick. It's already in you. It's your wild at the core. And when you remove the invasive species, the kudzu vines, what is it? The tiger mollusks, the Asian carp, those fish that jump like torpedoes and take out boaters left and right. I think they're called Asian carp, right? All these invasive species, green tree frogs. You know what they are. Well, how about invasive species of our own minds? Why do we let them in? Why do we sign? They're invasive species. You don't have time for that. Nuts. That's crazy talk. We don't have time for that. Because every bit of time we invest in listening to all their philosophical stuff, every time we play Sherpa, every time we play a bagman or a bagwoman, it's taking away time from putting our heart's highest priority top of the list. Henry says, going through a storm here, Brian. Phone call is not possible over the internet. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Sorry we won't be able to talk, but thank you for thinking of us. Hope everyone's well in the storm. Ruthie says, I think you have to develop a thick skin, but also have personal time to be your own best friend. Absolutely agree, Ruthie. And I'm not certain that the two aren't one and the same. You develop a thick skin by being your own best friend. And the inverse is also true. You become your own best friend by developing thick skin. Because when you have thick skin, you go, yeah, look at all the crazies. As Henry just says, they're going through a storm here, right? He's got a house. Shuts the windows, shuts the doors, everyone's hanging out, wait for the storm to blow through. The storm isn't coming inside. I can't imagine Henry is at a house right now with the roof leaking in the storm. He's got like a skylight open, and he's standing there getting a free shower. Although that does sound kind of interesting, doesn't it? But imagine being in a house, you got the windows open, you got a sunroof open, you're in your car, you got a sunroof open, and the rain's just pouring in. Would you do that? No, that's nuts. You wouldn't do that. But you go out and let someone's opinion about you get in? You let someone else's opinion about you get through the sunroof? You'll let the gale force blather of some other brainiac, right? They're going to get through and ruin your day? I know I've said this before, right? You're going to open the front door and you see a complete stranger, and the stranger has 2 cans of, I got to start getting better props. All right, well, imagine this were a can of spray paint, right? Would you let them come in with a couple cans of spray paint and go, oh, I hope you don't mind. We've got some spray paint. We just thought we'd put graffiti all over your leather couch. We thought we'd go upstairs in the bathroom and those new shower towels that you got. We thought we'd spray some gang signals on those towels, if you don't mind. Maybe, you have a dog, a poodle, white. I like white poodles. We think we'd cover them with some black spray paint. Is that okay with you? No. What are you, nuts? Absolutely true. I agree. But then we'll let them come in with philosophical spray paint. We'll let them come in with vitriol. We'll let them come in with all their other opinions of how you and I should lead our life. Oh, yeah, please come on in. I unlocked the deadbolt. Feel free. Spray paint around. I'm going to get a can of spray paint. I think that would be a great visual. Live show from the Home Depot. I absolutely agree. That's what we could do, Henry. We'll do a live show from Home Depot. Right? Maybe, I can get some plastic tarping. I'll be like Bubble Boy. What's that comedian? David Blaine? Yeah, I'll be like Bubble Boy. Nothing gets thrown at me. I can't breathe. Can I have a little straw? Are we allowed to even have straws? Right? I don't know. Are straws legal anymore? We could do that. But I think you get where I'm going. Right? Own this particular moment. Take your life into your own hands and go, I'm not going to sign for the package. Now, there may be some packages like I had where, right? You know, I sign for my package when I get a chance from time to time to talk to Henry or Rita or to Wayne or to Candace, to Ruthie, right? I sign for packages when I get a chance to talk to John, when I get a chance to talk to Janice or Darren, Kelly, Lee. When I get a chance to talk to these people, I like to sign for the package because I love to learn from them. I love what it is that they're teaching me. I love what it is, right? I like to talk, and now Jamie is on. I like to talk to Jamie. So those will be packages that I'll be signing for. I'll go, great. No, I would love to talk to them. Rita says a sign-in sheet for philosophical Sherpas too. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? All the props you need. I know that's what I got to do. Like a shopping cart. Just go over to Home Depot. Oh, and hold on a second. Some of those invasive species, those kudzu vines. Let me see, I could use this. Right? You can't ever beat a good weed clipper. Because sometimes those invasive species, they just get to be a bit much. So you find, the ones especially with the big roots in the ground, you go, I'm not going to bend over and tear those roots out. So you just clip them. So that's the kudzu vine clippers. Maybe, see, there's a visual. I could use that. Probably get in trouble. Someone will blow me in for using hedge clippers on the show. I don't know. I don't know if that's still illegal or anymore here on Mug Pamphlet. David, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here on All Natural Being. Hey, David, I thought of you quite a bit today. I could probably use a lesson on EQing if you get a chance sometime. Got this board with all these knobs and buttons that I'm trying to learn. But I think, what's that saying? An hour across the table from a wise man or a wise woman is worth a year's study in books. So I think if I could spend a little bit of time with you, David, I could get this dialed right in. All right, let's see who we got here. What line are we on? So that's a 2. So you put that to there and you go like this. Good evening. Welcome to All Natural Being. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
This is Candace.
Candace, how are you? Nice to see you, or nice to hear your voice.
I just wanted to say hello to everybody.
Very cool. Thank you.
I rescue animals.
Okay.
That's one of the things I like to go to shelters and kind of help. And a couple months ago, I rescued this adult male solid white long-haired cat.
Okay.
And I've learned a lot from this cat, a whole lot.
Okay. Anything you can share with us?
Figure out how to ignore people, get a cat. He can totally just tune everything out.
Okay.
Until you've been ignored by a cat, and I sit and watch him. He's just like statue cat half the time.
What's his name, Candace?
But,
that's going to be my new metaphor. What's his name?
I'm like sitting here thinking, if you want to really, really know how to ignore all this horrible stuff, get a cat.
All right. So like a feline philosophy, right?
Yeah.
Something where you could just go, no, I'm going to be like my cat. I'm going to ignore you and sit here and lick the back of my hand.
And he doesn't have a care in the world.
Groovy.
He can, just ignore you like you're just nothing. You know what I mean?
Unless it's dinner time, I'll bet. I bet he's all friendly then when it comes time to So what's his name, Candace? I'm going to write his name down. What's his name?
Yeah. I've learned a lot from this cat. It's been a long time since I've had one. And they all have their own little personality.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I sit and watch him, and he's really good at ignoring everything.
Candace, I have two questions I have to ask. One, what is his name?
Well,
Have you named him yet?
first he thought his name was
No.
don't do that.
Yeah, so why now you just decided to name him...
His name was Get Down.
Get down. Now you've just named him Excuse Me. Is that his name? Excuse me. And here's the second question I have for you. Excuse me, how is he with all the red birds in the yard?
I just call him Buddy.
Buddy, okay. I like Excuse Me better, but okay.
Yeah, I feel bad because I never actually gave him a name, but Buddy just kind of stuck. He was in horrible shape. But after I got him all healthy, I mean,
good.
He just doesn't have a care in the world.
Now, how is he about all the red birds in the front and the backyard? Is it like, does he care about those? Does he run to the window?
I didn't get my phone fast enough, and I had let my dog out,
Ooh.
and on the walkway was a red bird just walking and sitting and looking, and the dog went out, and it didn't even seem to bother the bird, but I didn't get to my phone fast enough.
Okay. Well, what did Buddy think? Buddy's like, oh, yeah, let the dog run out there. What was Buddy's take of the whole thing?
Well, I haven't let him out. He has got out on me a few times.
He knows he's got life good, Candace. He knows he's got life good with you. He's like, I'm not going outside. It's wild out there. I'm not going outside for anything.
I'll take him on the back patio and, let him sit in my lap. And, he's kind of like anxiety wanting to get back in the house. He doesn't know where he's at.
Okay.
But
well, it's nice of you to give him a home.
Yeah.
Lee said, you should know Lee in the thread here,
good.
Candace.
That's one thing that always makes me feel good. Is,
good.
He was in pretty bad condition.
Well, good for you.
He was actually being fostered by a rescuer, and I brought him over. I lost my other dog last year, him and my 110-pound boxer are the best of friends.
Okay.
So it's been good.
110 pounds. That's a big boxer.
Yeah. If anybody needs any lessons about ignoring anything, get a cat.
Right. Well, as Lee says here in the thread, Candace, Lee says, I think cats were put here to teach us that not everything in life has a purpose. I would.
Right? Yeah, he's just. He can actually turn his back on me and just I don't know where his mind is, but it's not on me. He just can tune everything out.
Well, that's a nice lesson from Buddy. Is when people start to attack us and give us, right? Because like Lee says, or like what Buddy's proving, yeah, you know what, Candace? Yeah, your view of the day is not necessarily tops of my list. So I think I'll go back to licking my paws and looking for mice, right?
Yep.
Well, we could adopt that same attitude. Just lighten up and go, yeah, I think, as Ruthie says, lighten up, right? Absolutely. We're just going to go about our day, not going to, no particular place to go, as George Thorogood would say.
Yeah. He just, when he wants attention, he will let me know.
There you go.
Otherwise, he is just in his own little world and seems happy as can be.
And I would say, Candace, that's great advice and thank you for calling in. That's great advice for everyone listening. There's nothing wrong with you and I deciding to be in our own little world. Now, we may not be able to live there, as Ruthie says, we got to go to work. You may not be able to live there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? 365 and a quarter days a year. We might not be able to do that, but from time to time for our 20-minute victories, we could live in our own little world. What could really be wrong with that?
Yeah, I often wonder what he's thinking about.
Sure.
Like, is he trying to figure out what he's going to get into next or whatever, but...
Sure.
Yeah, I've thought about it quite a bit, really, and, what is he thinking? He's totally tuning us out.
Right.
We're not here.
We're not here. And I think that's great advice, Candace, for all of our critics. We just tune them out because they're not even there. Don't sign for the package.
I've told several people, you haven't been ignored, so you've been ignored by a cat.
By a cat. I think Lee said it. Like he said, I think cats were put here to teach us that not everything in life has a purpose. And most certainly paying attention to you isn't Buddy's purpose. Unless it's dinner time, right? Unless he wants to go.
Loving.
Okay.
My dog will be asleep and he'll pat her on the face to wake her up to play. But it's on, his terms.
So you have a
it's
cat.
On his terms and
you have a cat.
But most of the time he is ignoring us, just totally ignoring us, doing his own thing, and I guess he's happy.
Okay, but well, how could you not be happy? You have a cat that gets to smack a 110-pound boxer in the face to wake him up. Well, I would think if you're a cat, that would be a great way to teasing a dog. I think that would be a good life for me. You want to know what Buddy's thinking? He's thinking about how he can harass your dog the next chance he gets. That's, that's what I thought.
Cat has never scratched or bit us.
Very nice.
I brought an adult. Well, he was really bad shape. I held him like a baby for like 3 weeks to get him healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But cats have their own little personality and space, and they can ignore you or anything. I mean, I just like to sit and watch him. It's kind of interesting.
Well, Candace, thank you. And I think it's great advice and most certainly on topic tonight when we're talking about what it takes to just ignore all the negativity around you. And you got to know, Buddy's putting his heart's highest priority top of the list.
Oh, yeah.
You and I can't figure out what it is, but maybe, right? Maybe that's the feline philosophy that I mentioned earlier.
Right.
But Candace, thank you so very much for the pictures. Thank you so very much for calling in. As you know, the callers that are on with us at this hour, what's some parting wisdom, a parting thought that you can give as I get ready to wrap up the show here? What would you like everyone to, what's a takeaway, right? What's a parting gift, Candace, that you can give for people hanging out and listening to us talk about Buddy?
About the cat?
And anything you want. It's your show. Anything you want. What's the parting gift? It's your call. Anything you want to suggest to other people to put a smile on their face?
I don't know.
Okay.
When you get up in the morning, like I said, I used to be manic about doing this and doing that. And I just kind of think about what I want to do, what will make me happy today.
Good.
To do. If it's even something little, if it's even putting my laundry behind or whatever,
Sure.
I just go do it.
Good for you.
Because this kind of stuff is going to be here when I get back.
That's
so
right.
It doesn't really matter.
But you're putting your heart, you're putting yourself first, and I don't think anyone could find anything wrong with that. Jamie says, it feels so great to get rid of the people in life that only come around for dinner. Boy, isn't that true.
Yes,
isn't that true? Jamie, thank you very much. All right,
I
Candace.
love you, Jamie. That is absolutely true.
Right. Feels so great to get rid of people.
We had a discussion prior to your show, just a little discussion about we had to get rid of some baggage.
Cool.
And, the negativity. And just so, but, I don't put so much emphasis on, like, things.
Sure.
If I want to go do something or something sparks, I'd like to go do this today. Well, forget the vacuuming and the cleaning and being all manic and everything. That'll be there tomorrow.
That'll be there tomorrow. Well, that's what we talk about, Candace. Let me also say quickly that Marcella says, shake off the negativity like coughing up a hairball. That's a great way of looking at it. Jamie says exactly. John says amen. Let me say hello to Mike Murphy. Mike, thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. Ruthie says, Candace, that is so right. So see, here's the thought we'll leave with, Candace, is that if all you ever do is focus on that carrot at the end of the stick, that goal, if you will, then you're never there, 100% there, totally ready for, as you say, when something sparks you and you decide, oh, I think I'll go do this now. The laundry will be there. Right? I'll cut the grass when I get to it. So I think that's a part of you exercising your all-natural being is going, you're just going to be open. Now, you don't leave your laundry go forever. You don't leave your yard go forever. You don't leave the things that you need to do go forever. But every so often, you want to leave yourself open. You want to leave your bandwidth clear so that if something sparks in your attention, you're like, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Right.
And that's what puts a smile on your face.
Behind on
Sure.
things that we have to do. It just, it's still going to be there. I mean, I don't worry about it anymore.
Good for you, my friend.
I'm kind of nocturnal. So,
Good.
Real late at night, I might do things that, I needed to do today, but there was something else I preferred to do.
There you go. Very good. Well, before I let you go, Candace, you should know, Darren says, for what it's worth, I learn from every show. From the awesome host, thank you very much, to the awesome people that are here. And Candace, you are most certainly one of the awesome people that are here. So thank you so very much for that. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
And the best of luck with Buddy. God love you for taking Buddy. Okay?
And I love the show.
Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate you being a part of it, Candace. I really do. I've got this 24... Oh, Candace, look. Here's a perfect commercial. You say you're a night owl. You're nocturnal, I think you said. I've got this 24-hour gig coming up over Labor Day from 10 a.m. on September 2nd to 10 a.m. on September 3rd. Going, just testing my sea legs and getting ready for the 81 to win, the Guinness World Record for a live call-in radio show later this year. But how about over Labor Day? If you're around, I'll put you down for some nocturnal. So you'll think, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. What am I going to do?
Because,
Buddy's ignoring me. I'll call Brian.
Frasier to Cheers to Lucy gets old. When I'm cleaning house.
I don't know if Lucy could ever get old, really. I mean, that's where I gotta. Frasier, I'll draw the line. But you have to tell you, some of those actors in Frasier, his brother Niles.
I love that.
Could you have found an actor better to play that role?
No.
Oh my good Lord, that was something else.
We were talking about it earlier. The father, which I think he passed away this past year. But he is so hilarious. And the dog, Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah.
Was dragging a Barbie doll around. And he was throwing a fit because the dog was embarrassing him in the dog park. So he was trying to hide the doll from the dog.
From the dog.
And he goes, well, I guess I'll just have to get it a G.I. Joe.
Candace, thank you so very much.
I'm laughing 3 o'clock in the morning by myself.
Thank you for the laugh.
My dog and my cat that ignores me.
Yeah, exactly. So you and Buddy been hanging out. But now, look, you may have started a little bit of a tsunami here. I'm gonna clearly take this as directed at me. But Jamie says, "Yay, I am in." So I'm hoping that means Jamie will call during the nocturnal hours, and we'll put a schedule together, Candace, of all the different people. So hopefully that means Jamie will call in. I'd super appreciate it. And Darren says, "I want Brian's autograph." Darren, I will trade you. You send me your autograph, I'll send you mine. Maybe we do a little fax thing Darren, thank you so very much for always joining us. Candace, I'm going to let you run, but thank you. Good luck to Buddy. Good luck to the birds in the yard, and I will talk to you very soon.
Okay, Brian.
All right, my friend. Thanks so much, Candace. Have a great evening.
See you all later.
Okay, bye now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. As I was saying to Candace, and maybe now Jamie as well, if you'd be interested in calling in, we're going to do it the September 2nd to September 3rd, a 24-hour live call-in marathon from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. So if you're up, and as Candace says, you know, as we all would, in that little break between Frasier and Lucy, right? Whatever, if you want to do something, then maybe you can call and hang out with me, and we'll go from there. I have it all on Prime Video. So I think Ruthie's talking about Lucy again. It's just a great show. I always laugh. She was phenomenal. Darren, I think that is an awesome idea as well. So let's go ahead and make that happen. You send me an autograph of yours, and then when I get it, I'll send you an autograph of mine. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. We'll be back tomorrow night, and I will try to be a caller. Marcellus, thank you very much. That would be great. Here's what I thought I would do quickly. I'll do the opening hour, the closing hour. That leaves me with 22 hours. I figure if I can get someone to call every 30 minutes, that's 44 callers. But I want to talk about what you want to talk about, what you're into, what your brand is, what you do for a job, what you do for a passion, that kind of thing. So it'll be over Labor Day weekend, September 2nd to September 3rd, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. So thank you very much for the offer. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart of joining us here at All Natural Being. We didn't get much of a chance to talk about 81 to win, but we will tomorrow night. And Squeegee TV, we're moving along with that as well. My best to Henry and Shane and Rita and everyone dealing with the storms out in the Southwest. Hope you guys are well, and we will look forward to seeing you all tomorrow evening. Jamie, thank you as well. All right, we're going to get out of here. Have an absolutely fantastic, let me do this, right? A fantastic evening.
IPMNation.com.